Up until recently, I've been in love with every Off-White Nike collaboration, but I think things are starting to change, and this is one of those sneakers that just doesn't do it for me. What's up, everybody? I'm Seth Fowler, and today I'm reviewing the Off-White Nike Vapor Street. Off-White and Nike just released their latest collaboration on the Vapor Street silhouette, a silhouette which I usually love. And usually I love Off-White Nike collaborations as well, but this shoe just doesn't seem to do it for me. The Off-White Nike Vapor Street is technically a women's release, but it did release in larger sizes than women's releases usually release in. I think it went all the way up to like a men's 12 or 12 and a half. So because of that, I'm sure a lot of guys did pick up this shoe. I obviously did. I grabbed my pair from Kith. And I think all three of the colorways, while maybe not the most exciting colorways in the world, were all pretty unisex. And with every Off-White Nike sneaker that releases, it becomes more and more apparent that the collaboration as a whole isn't as hot as it used to be. And that's definitely not a bad thing. It's great that you can walk into a Kith on release day and pick up a pair in your size. I love that. But at the same time, it's not as exciting as it used to be. And I know that's kind of like a hypebeast thing to say, but I don't care, it's true. But the thing that disappoints me the most about this drop in particular is that this could have been such an awesome collab, but there are some things that Virgil and Nike did that I just don't like. So without further ado, let's take a closer look at the sneaker and find out what makes it not as good as the rest. Jumping into the upper of the shoe, the first thing that you'll probably notice is this glossy plastic that covers the entirety of the upper. This plastic has sort of a crosshatch pattern to it, which I'm not in love with, and to be honest with you, I could have done without the plastic completely. I get that the idea behind the Off-White collaboration is that the shoes are supposed to look like they have some sort of prototype vibe to them, and I can sort of see where he's coming from with this, but I just don't like it. I would have much preferred if this plastic was only used on certain parts of the shoe and not the entire upper. I feel like it's almost oppressive. It's just too much shininess, too much plastic. On the flip side, I don't mind the texture that it gives the materials underneath, because underneath the plastic you just have a standard like nylon, almost canvas feeling material, which isn't that exciting. But I mean, it's just too much. It's too much plastic. As I just mentioned, the materials under the plastic are some sort of nylon fabric. Around the edge of the toe, you've got a dark blue, and then in the center of the toe, you've got more of a light blue that actually wraps around to the midfoot of the sneaker. One of the details that I actually really like about this sneaker is the dual lacing system and how crazy it looks. Starting off from the toe, you've got this neon green rope lace that acts as an outermost lace layer, I guess is how you describe it, on top of the standard lacing. These bright green outer laces are held in place by what seems to be a black flywire system that kind of pops out through the plastic, and also this pink plastic eyelet that just seems to be stuck on the end of the toe. At the end of the green laces, you've got this black lace tip, and then you've also got the words shoelaces somehow printed on this tiny lace. I don't know how they did that. Underneath the green laces, you've got a more standard lacing system with flat white laces that weave through the upper of the sneaker like a normal shoe would. And looping through these white laces on the right shoe, you've got this green zip tie that has an almost furry feel to it, which I don't know if I like. They've actually used this same zip tie in some of the previous women's Off-White Nike collaborations, so I'm wondering if that's just what this indicates, that it's a women's collab. And then of course at the end of the white laces, you've also got the shoelaces text in black. Underneath the laces, you've got this cream or off-white colored tongue with exposed foam edges like every other Off-White sneaker. Then moving inside the shoe, you've got this pop of color with this hot pink sock liner. The insole of the shoe comes in sort of a dull orange with an elongated Nike swoosh printed onto it. As for fit, because the shoe is technically a women's only release, it does fit a little bit different than a standard men's Vapor Street usually would. I went true to size in this shoe, which is a men's 9, a women's 10.5, and I feel like it fits a little bit more narrow than a standard men's Vapor Street. So if you're a guy and you have more narrow feet, you should be fine going true to size, but if you have slightly wider feet or you like a little bit more room around your toes, you might want to go up half a size. Then continuing back on the shoe to the midfoot, you've got this bright yellow Nike swoosh printed on both the plastic and on the midsole. And then, interestingly, they actually took the orange tab that usually is sewn into the back of the Nike swoosh and actually put it underneath the plastic. So the swoosh is actually printed on top of the plastic and the orange tab is sewn underneath the plastic. It's a really interesting touch. And then moving around to the medial side, you've got this hot pink Nike swoosh sewn on underneath the plastic, and then printed on top of the plastic, you've got the standard Off-White Nike paragraph. For some reason, everything about this paragraph is the same except for the font of Vapor Street. I don't know why they printed it in a different font than the rest of the paragraph, but hey, it is what it is. And then moving around to the back of the shoe, you've got this large, ugly seam running down the center of the heel that connects the two sides of the plastic together. And then underneath that, you've got the Nike logo printed on some hot pink leather. Then moving Moving down on the shoe, you've got what I believe is a full-length React midsole, which should be comfortable under feet, but you can't feel it because you've got these rubber spikes underneath, so it doesn't actually compress at all. Speaking of the rubber spikes, the entire outsole is covered in track spikes because apparently this shoe is part of the Athletes in Progress collection. Let's be real, who's actually going to be running in this sneaker? Pretty much nobody, so why are you putting track spikes on the bottom of it? I would understand if this was a running specific sneaker, and I get that, okay, technically it is, but come on, what are you doing? This is a Nike collaboration sneaker with the designer brand Off-White. This is not a track shoe. Not only that, but these spikes feel really weird underfoot, especially when you're walking on a normal surface and not a track. They make you feel really unstable, and they don't allow the midsole to compress, and I'm sure if you're just wearing these on pavement or concrete, they're gonna wear down really quickly. It was just a weird design decision, and while I do like the lacing system on this sneaker, and I like some of the details about this shoe, there's a few things that Virgil and Nike did that just make me not like this sneaker enough to actually keep it. For me personally, the plastic and the spikes are really big turnoffs and make this shoe not even really that functional. That said, there isn't anything wrong with picking up this sneaker. It's not bad if you like this shoe, and the good news is you shouldn't have too hard of a time grabbing it because resale is pretty much non-existent. But now I would love to know your thoughts on the Off-White Nike Vapor Street and whether you grab the pair for yourself or whether you let this one go. So let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.